Hello everyone, Namaste. My name is Elijah. Thank you for watching this video. We're here now at the Oasis, and my lovely guest today, a couple, they are returning to me. Alright, this is their second interview. You can watch the previous interview I had with them by searching in my video channel. Right. Thank you very much, Amma Sophia and Shamir, for agreeing to return and talk to us today. The topic that we're going to discuss today is about twin flames, and you guys are the perfect example of being a twin flame couple that is serving. Right? And many people have a misconception of what twin flames are. Right? The twin flame is actually a relationship of the highest possible vibration, and it's a relationship first and foremost of service. And of course, romance can be a component of this relationship, but it's not the most important component. It's one of the facets, one of the dimensions of it. Alright, so could the two of you, right, tell the audience your perspective, your definition of what a twin flame is? Let's start with Sophia.
For me, a twin flame relationship is an evolutionary relationship with the self in wanting to experience itself, the one looking at itself in the mirror. It's very much about coming into the experience of soul mergence, so it requires a deep connection to self to be able to merge with another and to be able to be sovereign in oneself. And so a lot of reflections, a lot of projections, a lot of unhealed wounds and issues come up very quickly in the relationship to be resolved, so that the two people can fulfill their destiny or their life purpose and their mission together, which is to serve the masses or to serve others in whatever way or capacity that is, by example, embodiment.
Yes, that's the first and foremost the reasons why twin flames incarnate together is for service. Service to all, it's a service to all frequency vibration. How about you, Shamir? Could you tell us your perspective and opinion on what the definition of a twin flame is?
Yeah, so there are many ideas and concepts on twin flames. From my experience, it is mainly about growth, like growth in the relationship, in the partnership, like really being able to individually and as a couple step into one's full purpose, one's highest potential, letting go of limitation. Very often and very much we are confronted with our own inhibitions, our own blockages, our own fears through the relationship and in the relationship, by reflecting it to each other and mirroring it to each other. And very often it's not nice and it's not pleasant, because it's like looking at one's own shadows, one's own dark sides, that without this reflection in the partner, in the twin flame, would just be somewhere lost and not acknowledged. But in this reflection, all these deep parts come up, and when we are ready, or when you are ready to face this and look into the eye of the dragon, then a lot of beauty, a lot of magic, a lot of potential that is created out of this relationship, and that essentially is there to serve purpose and to help the evolution of togetherness and oneness on this planet.
That's very well explained, and that's really exactly the essence of what this twin flame energy is all about, right? And I like to think of it as, when twin flames, you see the worst of each other at the beginning, and after that, once you clear the hurdle, it gets better. Whereas a conventional relationship, it starts usually honeymoon and all sweet, and then kind of goes downhill from there. Alright? And so the twin flames, when you get together, it's so intense and strong, and it's really a mirroring of yourself. You see all the flaws, all the blocks and issues and like I said, shadows surfacing, and the reason for that is because it allows you to recognize it, be aware of it, and have the chance to clear it, right? And all the things that you're not resolved within yourself to reflect by your twin. It's amazing. This is really a catalyst to your highest spiritual evolution. And the reason for that, when you come together, you can only help someone to with their own issues if you play yours. So it's a chance for you to quickly wipe the slate clean and evolve, so that you can seize humanity in the ascension.
May I share something
Yes,
as well?
yes.
One of the other things that I've recognized and why I see Shamir as my twin flame is that the immense amount of love, self-love. I really saw in him for the first time in our first emergence, the experience was a full and total emergence. And so in that, it was the most love I'd ever experienced, in connection with the Godhead, that full, complete merging. And what I've noticed in other relationships compared to this relationship, not comparing, but in experiencing relationships, is this relationship there is such a profound love that even when we're faced by the shadow, the self-love, I really see where it's not him.
Yes.
That it's actually
Yourself.
inside of me and the blockages that are not allowing that love. Because the love is actually very pure, very strong,
it's
and very
unconditional
connected.
love. It's very pure. Yes, exactly. And the thing is, actually, a lot of twin flames, they have individually, they have other relationships, other conventional romantic or soulmate relationships prior to meeting a twin flame, and this is because it's actually preparing them for the twin flame dynamics, because the twin flame dynamics is very intense. And so, a lot of us find that okay, we already had relationships with other people before, even got married with kids prior to that, right? And you were married before, right, Shamir? How did that go? Could you tell us a little bit of the story, how the both of you met, and how do you discover that each other as, and acknowledge that each other's as your twin flame?
Well, for me, I started very young, and I had a very abusive like molestation and rape and different things like that. So when I was younger, I had a lot to overcome. And so I had a lot of mistrust of men and a lot of different healing that needed to happen. And so, of course, I had abusive relationships and different things like that. And so I'd done a lot of work prior to meeting Shamir to come into a place of actually preparing myself. And one of the things that I did do on my spiritual path and on my growth is I actually purified my womb. I went through becoming abstinent and really clearing my body, especially of old relationships and old patterns and different things like that, so that when he did come, that we could start, at a sacred space with each other. And I knew that was going to happen because I had a vision that I saw that it was time for me to meet him here in Bali, and that's why I actually came.
Yes.
No, not here in Bali, in Bali.
I recall that you mentioned that another psychic actually prophesied or told you that, or could it be one of your spirit guides who told you that you're going to meet a twin flame?
Yes, she was actually does what I'm doing now, and the reason I believed her so much was because she said I would be singing, and at the time I didn't sing, and so she prophesied a lot of things.
Yes, really.
And
it came to pass.
Yes, and it came to pass, and it was actually 10 years prior to him coming. Yeah, so I was actually prepared in advance of the things that I needed to do to be ready for him.
Yeah, and so Sophia was prepared in advance. I wasn't prepared in advance.
Tell us your side of the story.
Yeah, so Sophia, like when we first met, she had like this clear experience that we were the twin flames, and I wasn't fully prepared yet. So I was the runner at the beginning. Like I had my ideas and I loved my freedom, and I wasn't ready. And since we have met, there has been like a time where a lot, like before, prior to our meeting, I had worked a lot on myself, like preparing myself for my work, for my service, but not dedicated to togetherness, not to relationship.
Yes.
And so after we met, actually that journey started, and it had a lot to do with my ancestors, with my family lineage and collective patterns that were passed on from generations to generations, and in the relationship, like realizing which codes that I had been carrying that keep me away from unconditional love, unconditional self-love, and surrendering to love and into love. And that was not an easy journey. I really have to say, like I really faced my deepest fears. I had to break down and fall apart a few times to really realize like what this togetherness that we have, what it really is about. And I'm really blessed to have recognized and realized that now, because now in our togetherness I just feel love, and that's what I want to focus on the heart. I know that at times like the ego kicks in and resistance comes up, but then it's about, okay, what is the focus? what are we here to do? Are we here to play games?
Remember the purpose.
Yeah. Are we here to play games? Are we here to connect in our hearts? And when that happens between us, it's just like, wow, it's beyond. It's not, this relationship is not only on this, doesn't only take place in this dimension, from human to human, but it takes place in so many dimensions, and that's like the real power, the magic, and the beauty of all of it.
Yes, completely. Absolutely, I think you hit the nail on its head. The irony of a twin flame dynamic is that people try to squeeze it into a conventional typical relationship. That's not what it's meant to be. Right? And the point is that twin flame couples can be very individualistic and very independent. It requires freedom, and only when you reach that vibration of not needing a conventional early marriage or conventional romantic relationship, can you then be in the frequency to attract your twin flame, right? So you need to actually be, I find being independent and alone, individual, and I love myself. Only when you reach that vibration and don't need a typical relationship can the twin flame manifest in your physical reality. And there's a strangeness about it, right? It needs you to be engraving, and even then, the coming together of twin flames are usually could be many years before either or both twins are ready for the responsibility and the intensity of the energetic vibration of the coming together of the two halves.
Yeah, and as the name says it, twin flame, you're gonna get burned.
It's like the phoenix and the dragon.
Yeah.
The phoenix and the dragon coming, where the dragon, burns the phoenix, and then the phoenix rises
from
the
ashes.
It
Yes,
goes
being
both
reborn.
ways.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's a synergy. It's a synergistic relationship.
And it's also one of the things that I'd like to point out is that it's also about letting the thing that Spirit always says is let the wind dance between us, because initially in the twin flame relationship you find that and you just want to merge. You just want to completely go into the mergence, but it's not about
Rushing.
only mergence, and it's going from codependence into interdependence. And so you have to allow the wind to dance between you, the spaciousness with the togetherness, and then the ability to merge and be your own self. And that has a lot of programming that has to be deprogrammed, and where you have to come into releasing codependent patterns and fears, and the fear of being smothered, why somebody runs, or and then also the fear of being controlled.
Yes.
And then the fear of being abandoned. So it's like all of these things that come up. You have to face a lot of the mechanisms to be able to sit in presence, and we've gone through that apart and together. And the thing that really resonated with me in the knowingness is that I spoke to his soul a lot. And as the feminine, sometimes the feminine has more of a ability to in some way sense, see, or feel, and can hold a container.
Hold the space.
Hold the space, because we're the birthers. We can hold a container for 9 months for a child to birth inside of us. So a lot of times the women have the tendency to be holding the container. But the thing is like to really tune in to, is this a codependent pattern, or am I really receiving the wisdom and the guidance of this person? Not that everybody's the one, because that happens a lot. Women are sometimes looking for it, and is he the one? Is he the one? Is he the one? But actually, really, truly feeling, and am I honoring myself by being present, and how is he showing up, and is he ready, and is this container a viable container, or is it a toxic container?
And realizing what is the language of the heart beyond all of the programming that we have from education, from society, from our ancestors. Essentially it all comes, for me, back to the heart, and that's where the truth lies and the wisdom lies. We have guidance from our upper chakras, from our lower chakras, but it all unites in the heart. And essentially it's about shedding all the layers that you can feel and listen to the language of the heart, and that really is the language that speaks between us when we are not in our resistance and running mode or pushing away mode. But that's what we learn as well in the twin flame relationship. That's what it is about, and essentially it's a journey that we take in our togetherness. That is something that we learn for every relationship in our life. So this togetherness that we have, it reflects where we want to go with every person in our life. That's how we want to create this love relationships with everyone on this planet. And we have so many concepts of love, but it is this connection with love and compassion from the heart. So that's where it is taking us. That's what I feel.
That's so beautiful and poetic. Thank you, Shamir. To you, Sophia, as well, for SS. for sharing on that. Right? I like the way they use interdependence. That's what it is. It really is a journey. So the ebb and flow of life. That's why you run and come back, run and come back. It's very normal. It's very normal. And lots of twin flame couples, they experience that. And, a lot of twin flame couples are struggling. Some of them with problems and they don't know where to turn to. Actually, they do you offer counseling to twin flame couples based on the many years of experience. Right? Can you tell us a little bit more how can twin flames who are experiencing difficulties with the runner dynamics or whatever, right? Or they're not sure whether they found their right twin flame or whether their person is the twin flame. Can they come to you for counseling sessions? Offer that. Could you also share with the audience some of the synchronistic events, some of the miraculous things that happen surrounding you guys coming together? And when you connect with people, you just know of course, all the symptoms and the check, meets all the criteria. But ultimately, whether you meet the criteria or you was prophesied by someone, ultimately you are your own decider whether that person is your mirror twin. Right? Can you share a little bit of that? Some of the events, maybe from Shamir, because we heard from Sophia already. How do you come to them with?
As we shared at the beginning, like I wasn't ready when we met, so I was like running. Like for me, due to my history, like freedom and independence was like the main thing in my life.
Probably at that time, have you ever heard of twin flames?
I heard of twin flames, but I dismissed it. I didn't give so much into it because I wanted my freedom, of course. And so through this emergence and through this running and merging and getting apart again, I realized like what my true freedom was, which was in the connection, because my true freedom was stepping full into my potential and into my purpose. And I just realized that
the twin flame relationship allows you that. It doesn't rob you.
Oh, exactly. It doesn't. It just the so-thought concepts of freedom that I had. So in realizing that by being apart, like I just felt, wow, no, that's not the freedom. And I really felt like not only the longing of my heart, but also the longing of my soul and the calling of the universe, because all the times that we step into service together, it is something very special, which takes us into different worlds and dimensions of our abilities, of what we are able to share, what we are able to give, what we are able to offer. And that has been my devotion and my dedication for so many years, and just realizing that, and then just realizing more and more through realizing my own beauty, realizing the beauty of my beloved, and realizing the beauty and the magic of our togetherness. That was just what really brought and gave me messages. And on the whole journey there was just a lot of clearing, especially ancestral programs that were cleared, like from my parents, from their ancestors. So really realizing, wow, this relationship with all the circumstances around it is really bringing me to the true freedom that I was desiring.
Your twin flame can actually heal you like no other.
And there is no development individually as a twin flame. Like the development always happens together, so one cannot develop without the other. That's what we have also been experiencing.
Growing together simultaneously in assistance of aiding humanity ascend. Right. So thank you guys for sharing your beautiful story. I believe lots of people listening will benefit from your experience and you sharing your story and how you think about it. It's very inspiring. Could you share with us a little bit more of the upcoming events and projects that you have? And tell us about Sacred Threads. Sacred Threads.
Oh, Sacred Threads.
Yes.
Right now we have a product that we're working with, linen. We found that linen is a very high vibrational material, and so we're developing a company for healing threads so that people can wear and protect themselves from the EMFs and a lot of the vibrations and frequencies, especially if people are really empathic or emotional and different things like that. So we're creating a line of healing clothing, sheets, bedding, different things like that.
So it's like organic, sustainable,
Fair
high
trade,
quality,
yes.
fair trade linen. Awesome. It's awesome. And you
Yes.
can, the linen
It's not available yet. It's in the works right now.
Right? But so it's like, look out for that.
Yeah,
Coming
and
soon.
it's specifically for people who work in this field, supporting other people, that their frequency can be maintained.
Yes, because linen is very special. It's healing and preservative energy. Like that's why mummies will wrap linen and people use linen bandages and gauzes, and it heals wounds faster.
Yeah, and it also protects the emotional body. People rest better when they're receiving a healing and different things like that. You know, we work with sound and frequency and vibration, and knowing like the difference from when we have it on and then when we don't have it on, it's
It can be magic, it can be felt, very tangible.
Yeah, it's a very tangible experience, and you sleep so much better. I mean that was one of the biggest things, is that I'm so sensitive, and with all of the Wi-Fi, it was just I was so bombarded that I couldn't sleep. I had a lot of insomnia. A lot of people are experiencing that now, and so working with that and the sound and the vibration. We actually offer couples retreats, and one of the things that we do is we work with the Tantra of sound and the full sensory healing, and so we help people to connect with the intimacy, to be able to become better communicators with each other, to be able to speak from the heart and connect from the heart on a soul level, to be able to understand sexual energy and how they run their sexual energy for themselves and how they run it outside of the relationship, and what creates a safety or not a safe container.
Yes.
Being able to look at inner child issues that are conflicting with each other, and how they can come into ancestral soul clearing to be able to meet each other on a soul level versus patterns or programs of, you're my mother, you're my father type energies, where they can actually clear and reprogram the brain, balance the left and the right hemisphere of the brain, break a lot of the neural synapses patterns that just run these programs, and be able to realign and come into a deeper space of intimacy from where they're really coming from the heart, versus all these different patterns.
I believe a lot of couples will find it very not only intriguing and interesting, but very beneficial. Right, Sophia, you also offer women's spiritual empowerment workshops and retreats. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, one of the things that I'm very passionate about is helping women to reclaim their wombs. So
The sacred feminine.
The sacred feminine. So it's the sacred womb mysteries. I've had goddess temples in Hawaii and Sedona, and soon coming to Bali. And one of the things that I really am dedicated to is really eradicating and helping women to open up their voice and open up their creation center, so that they can reclaim their womb. A lot of, 1 in every 3 women has been molested or raped.
Well, this is a very high statistics.
Yeah,
a lot of
very
healing needs to be done.
Very, yeah. And I feel like it's a virus inside of the consciousness of humanity, and it's also happening to men as well. And so when we create the sacred space for people to actually go in and reclaim their body, because what's happening is that they're denying and mutilating their bodies in many different ways and forms, through plastic surgery all the way to abusing themselves, cutting themselves, all of these different...
Anorexia, bulimia.
Yes. And so what I work with a lot is the Tantra of sound, and the ability for people to claim their voice, claim their womb, claim their empowerment through different breathwork practices, shamanic clearing, so many different modalities. I have a big tool chest.
Definitely do. You see 50 years of experience. Shamir, could you share with us as well what the upcoming events and
Oh
projects
yeah.
you have?
So we share a lot in Bali, Singapore, Europe, the US. We have very soon teacher training coming up, which is a sound healing facilitator training and a vision quest, which we hold on Bali, on one of the Hawaiian islands, in Sedona as well, probably on the British Islands this coming summer. We also do like our individual sessions, we do couples retreats, we do counseling for couples. There is so much. I teach anatomy for yoga teacher trainings. We do individual workshops facilitating breath work, essential oils. Just be in touch with us. Yeah, if what we share resonates with you, be in touch, and we are happy. We follow guidance, we follow invitations. So there are a lot of possibilities, and we love to share what we offer.
Speaking of which, how can someone contact you and get in touch with you guys?
Yeah, you can get in touch like either by shamirical.com, that is like my webpage, or you can contact me via Facebook, Shamir Chahatma, or you can contact Sophia via Facebook.
Amma Sophia Rose or AmmaSophiaRose.com.
Alright, I'll be placing these links below this video. So if you guys want a Akashic record reading, try out physiotherapy, craniosacral therapy, or attend any of their workshops, or come for couples counseling, or any twin flame issues, they are the ones to go to. Alright, so they have much to offer because they're very experienced. So thank you again to you guys for coming back a second time. And we hope to have you again in a future video to speak about other topics.
Beautiful.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you very much, Lou.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys
And
for
thank
watching
you.
this video, and I'll see
Yeah.
you again in my next video.